A dentist with titanium jaw joints. I am so excited to talk with my guest on Talking Nachos about a variety of things, but we'll start with that. But would you please share with us who you are in this dental world and what you do to help dentists?
Sure. Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Suzie Bergman. I am a dentist, educator, advocate for patients with orofacial pain. I do research, I travel, and teach, and I work in digital technologies for students who want to learn dentistry in a way that's more engaging than like flat Stanley.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's me. Yeah.
Love that. And you yourself are a TMD patient?
That's right. Yeah. I have a TEDx talk that tells the story of what happened to me, but basically, I got run over by a car
Oh,
by my
wow.
best friend. Well, she was my best friend at the time. And yeah, so I've gone through a lot of difficulties with TMJ pain and eventually had to have total joint replacements. And because of that, I treat a lot of patients with orofacial pain. Um, and I get to really try to help bring medical, dental, and behavioral health care into the same space so that we're not treating patients as body parts in separate exam rooms.
Yeah, I love that. It's so important, and I'm sure you can relate to them as a patient yourself. Now, you're here to talk about your upcoming event, the American Association of Women Dentists, September 5th and 6th in Baltimore, Maryland. My community with 65,000 plus. Why should they attend this event? What are they going to learn? I know if they text AAWD to 215-543-6454, they will save $20 on the registration. But tell us about this event.
Absolutely. So I have the privilege this year of being the president-elect of the AAWD, American Association of Women Dentists. And this is an amazing group of women who are shaping the future of dentistry. They're not just getting a seat at the table, but they're setting the table. So we are mentors. We like to do networking, connecting people, giving young dentists who are just graduating leadership opportunities. We have student chapters. We have chapters around the country and as well as some international chapters. And this is going to be our first year having a live conference since the pandemic. And we're going to have it in Baltimore, Maryland,
Awesome.
in the beautiful Inner Harbor. So it's going to be an amazing event. And as well as the $20 off, if people register before the end of the month, we're going to extend the early bird discount for them.
Love that. That's great. So it's a 2-day event.
It's a
Who are some of the
two-day event.
speakers, or what are some of the things they're going to learn?
So we're going to have lots of speakers on different topics. The theme of the conference is um, innovate, inspire, and impact women dentists in the digital era.
Love
So
it.
we're going to have like an oral radiologist talking about how to read cone beam CTs. We're going to have people coming to show us a digital workflow. We're going to talk about practice health, and we're going to talk about individual health. So there will be some wellness and mindfulness built in. We're going to have a really cool panel that will talk about why they chose the specialties that they're in and how, as a woman, each specialty has its challenges and its benefits. And we're going to have some events like a scientific poster presentation. It's called Pinot and Posters. And we're finishing it off with a gala event celebrating the Harbor Lights in Baltimore.
I love it. You've wrapped in fun, you've wrapped in important things for people to learn. There's so many cool things happening in dentistry. I love the three eyes there. And I think it's really amazing what you're doing to bring a community together face to face, because you know said this is your first event after the pandemic, and we need more face to face interaction. When did you graduate from dental school?
Oh gosh. So I graduated in 1994 from West
94.
Virginia
I'm
University.
2002.
Okay.
Inspire someone who's watching this saying, I could just learn on Zoom. I don't need to go in person. What are some of the magical parts to meeting people face to face in person?
Well, that is I'm so glad you asked because that is what we're really trying to do with this conference is make it something that you couldn't just sit, at your computer and have the same experience. So we're going to have um like I think it's called Tai Chi. I hope I'm right about that. We're going to have like oh, what is it called? Like a self-defense workshop for students with one of the students from our Baltimore chapter. We're going
Awesome.
we're going to have hands-on with digital technology, so like letting the attendees use a scanner, see how to use the newer technologies in dentistry with actual help, so that they can increase their skills or see what they're interested in, reach out to the different vendors who are going to be there. We're going to have some really cool giveaways I'm excited about. You have to be in person, to experience the gala, to experience
I love that.
the
What do you
question and answer.
you've been a dentist since 94, me since 2002. What is something that you use in your operatory that is just so cool and we never knew existed back in the old 1900s?
Oh, yeah. So, the scanners that we use for orthodontics, I do a lot of ortho. So I had a patient who is an engineer, and when we finished taking his intraoral scan and he saw his mouth pop up on the monitor, he like lifted out of the dental chair and he was like, "That is the coolest thing I've ever seen." And you can go around and like show this restoration is failing, this is where you have a gap between your teeth. This is where your gums have receded. Back when I was a dental student, why I say flat Stanley is because we took a pen and we drew on the napkin,
Yeah.
and we showed them like an image that meant almost nothing to them.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
agree with you. You can put their I say, look at your teeth are on TV now with their giant digital x-ray. Payments. So I love that. Well, I love that you bring so much fun to this community. You're bonding dentists together, pun intended. You're authentic about your own journey. People can text AAWD to 215-543-6454 to learn more about your awesome event. Is there anything I missed or anything else you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Well, I just want to say thank you to you and your awesome team because
Sure.
you guys are you're sponsoring some dental students for us, and
Awesome.
that means the world to me because I love having students at our events. They're the ones that bring the energy and the excitement, and it's wonderful that you guys are always student and young dentist kind of centered in what you do because you're making them start their careers on a happy note.
I
So,
like that. Dennis could use more happiness. Dennis could.
yes,
Right.
definitely.
Well, thank you so much for sharing with us today, Susie.
Thanks, Paul. So good to see you.